If you forgive me, I'm going to be a little sincere here. I just held my first ever convention in Malenta in Germany, CabinCon. Now, considering it was only 10 people, I understand it's a little rich calling it a convention, but a better weekend of gaming I've yet to have. Crazy long games were played, stupid short games were played, and there were no arguments and no one got murdered. So I'd just like to say thank you to everyone who attended, and if you would like to come to future events, go to 5G4D.com, click the pinned post and join the Discord for information. Now, that schmaltzy shit is over, so let's get back to the swearing. You are entitled to be fuming to see this one so low. You might even want to call me a cunt, and that is totally justifiable. The reason that this is so low is that it's one of those games that is impenetrable for me. The amount of maps, the devotion of its players. I cannot compete with the love and obsession that people have for Age of Steam. That being said, this may be the best designed game on this list. It is so clean and intuitive. Every phase seamlessly sublimes into the next one. From a simple rule set, there is unfathomable depth. It is a game of tactical challenge and strategic mastery. It is a game that could produce masters because it's just so good. It is brutal and edifying. It is unjust and justly rewarding. It is simple and so incredibly complex. Martin Wallace, if he had never designed anything else, would be rightly lauded as a genius for Age of Steam. It is absolute ludological brilliance. I'm just too stupid to appreciate it. Rainer Knizia has taken a short sojourn in every dominion of gaming. Some of these stays have been wildly brilliant and others singularly forgettable. In Voodoo Prince, he pitches up on the shores of trick-taking and leaves garlanded. This is a standard trick-taker, but Knizia has a library of stupendously clever scoring conditions that make his games stand out, and Voodoo Prince is no exception. You score when you're eliminated. You are eliminated after a certain number of tricks, but only the tricks that other players have won, except, and this is Knizia at his most typical and finest, if you're the last to go out, you get nothing. This means that the timing of winning and losing becomes paramount, and you have to fight against the bastards around the table to try and go out at the right time. Knizia's best games work on leveraging incentives, and Voodoo Prince does this brilliantly. It is tense and hilarious and a real challenge to be good at. Of course his trick taker would be brilliant. Play this if you get the chance. A trick taker that is just a smidge better than Voodoo Prince. Niet feels like a really traditional card game. The kind of games wreathed in cigarette smoke, hands being fought over in working men's clubs and nicotine-caked drinking parlours around the world. What is so singular about Niet is that the players decide the important factors in the game before each round. They decide what the trump will be. They decide how many points will be scored. They decide who leads, and they decide who will be on their team. This is done by a beautifully tense bidding phase before the laying of cards begins. Then you have to travel through the journey of your hand and hope that journey is a successful one. Trick-taking games harken back to my childhood and the adults in my family enjoying one another's company before we all decided that our phone or telly was the way we interfaced with the world. We are in this lamentable state because we don't play games like Niet anymore. We don't get a drink, a bowl of nuts and try to best each other. We look at fucking Blue Sky. What a waste. A dude's on a map game that has no consideration for bullshit like strategy. It doesn't care about sober considerations of combat. There is not a supply line in sight. Kemet is a game that revels in a group of players beating the shit out of each other and all of the joy that that can create. Kemet is pure fun. It is designed this way, and it is designed cleverly. When an Ameritrash game is designed well, it has all of the whiz-bangs and spectacle of an 80s action movie, but the design underneath it is meticulous in producing that feeling. You can't just have big minis and dice and expect the game to work. There need to be systems, and Kemet is brilliant at this. The design of the map, the ever-escalating tech tree, the stupid monsters, they are all there to encourage players to have explosive fun. Confrontation is great in games where you don't feel like it's been sprung on you. Kemet lays it all out from the start and begs you to jump in and smash. Brilliant. A wonderful game from a wonderful designer, Paolo Mori. He always manages to leverage the most fun out of the fewest rules, and Ethnos is no exception. This is an area control game. Here you're collecting sets and winning majorities. It is the beautiful interaction between the powers, though, that makes this game shine. When to play your cards out and when to go out on the board. Also, the game escalates brilliantly as your pieces stay on the board for the whole time. You get so much out of 45 minutes of Ethnos. This game has been reprinted and, like many of Paolo's games, ruined by these reprints. Get the original one though, and you will have a whale of a time. It's fantastic. This one is divisive. Many say that there is no game here. They are, of course, talking out of their arses. Challengers is an event. You draft cards, shuffle your deck, and then reveal them. If the random allocation of your cards enables you to win, then you do. Many people feel cheated by this. But the game is in that draft, building a deck that can crush all comers. There's a real skill and a real challenge in that. The battles are just a recognition or a condemnation of your ability to put together game mechanisms in your head. Then the tournament structure transforms the game into tremendous fun, something that will stay with you long after you've played it. I love challengers. It's so original, so refreshing, and don't listen to the people that say it's not a game. They dribble when they talk. This one is hot right now and is vying for Shackleton Base as the top Euro of the last couple of years. While I think Shackleton Base might be the better game, I've only played it once and half of that was trying to work out what to do. I love SETI. This is reaching my heaviness barrier, but the way the game fits together is brilliant. It is one of those Whiggish games that adores progress and is incredibly optimistic about the future. I wish I could share that optimism, and even if I can't, and let's be frank, I've got a lot of evidence right now to back my view, I can enjoy this beautifully constructed game. It's engaging from the first probe you launch until the moment when that nerd sitting opposite you laps you around the scoring track. The mechanisms interact beautifully, and it really develops the more you play it. If I had one criticism, it would be that some of the aliens that appear during the game are far less appealing than others. Some I outright ignore because of the sheer annoyance at going through the steps to make them worthwhile. That small niggle aside though, the hype is real with this one, and Thomas Holek is rapidly becoming one of the hottest designers in the industry. Of the big three, Catan, Ticket to Ride and Carcassonne, Carcassonne is by far the best. This is the one that I still play regularly, and I'm still blown away by how engaging and delightful it is. That concept of building the board as you play is quietly revolutionary, and the way the game can be played as a relaxing activity or a cutthroat show of rank competitiveness is what every family game should aspire to. There is a quiet, modest joy to this one, the feeling of having spent time doing something valuable when you've played Carcassonne. Now, if some cunt makes a dildo-filled version with tiles made out of the bones of endangered species, I'm going to go nuts, and stay tuned to this channel to hear the bile-filled rant that will ensue. Stop trying to make everything a luxury product, you rapacious assholes! That was a non sequitur, you say? Oh, piss off. Another one of those, I've only played this once, but it has to go on the list games. Matthias Kramer is a brilliant, multifaceted designer that can lend himself to card games and war games, but I think it's his Euro games that really shine. He uses the rondel brilliantly here. The game feels epic in scope without being hours long and unwieldy. It's what good Euro games should be, simple and deep. The second edition has Chronicles. It's not really a campaign game, but it has that vibe and gives you something to dig into. Not that I have, or likely ever will. This will rapidly ascend this list if I ever get to play it again, which I won't, because being an adult is a constant downward spiral of doing what you don't want to do. God, I need a drink. You played this once, you say, and it's on your list of favourite games ever, you say. Well, I'm fucking done with your microaggressions, and yes, it's another one. Just as an aside, I like my aggressions much more on the macro scale. Better scorched earth and singed grass. Anyway, this came out during that period when Euro games were at their pinnacle, before the need to tickle people's acquisition gland became the primary consideration of producing games, rather than just producing games. Crowdfunding has been the singularly worst thing to happen to analogue games. Worse than tariffs, worse than the shipping crisis precipitated by the pandemic. It's this need to leverage people's FOMO. It's a fucking disgrace. And GameFANG should be ashamed to the nerve endings of their toenails by offering stretch pay on their campaigns. People should not be getting into debt to buy a board game. It's a fucking disgrace, and no one is talking about it. Anyway, Notre Dame is a Stefan Feld game that Awaken Realms hasn't contravened the Geneva Convention by doing a douche version of. This is a Euro game with fangs, and it will bite you if you aren't careful. It is so brilliantly designed, so engaging, so easy to learn and hard to master. Feld is a brilliant designer, and this is one of his best. Get the Elia version of this, and all of his other games. Don't give those fucking vampires your money. So, thank you for watching. Like the video if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel if you've got any conscience whatsoever. Join the best Discord in gaming by clicking the link in the box below. And if you like these videos and want to help them get made, like these lovely people, you can join the Patreon at patreon.com/5G4D. Really, your donations ensure this channel keeps going. Right. I'm off to get £1,000 majillion backing of Agricola on the Never Never and then go to debtor's prison. Thanks, GameFound!